grab a seat.
Well, I understand there's a girl in there, jump out of that thing. Not the story of my life.
What's that, Joe?
All right, kept waiting for a girl to jump out of the cake.
You didn't order it. Oh, okay. There's always your 70th.
Yeah.
This isn't the best you can do.
I'm sorry. Actually, I was gonna say.
What about the anorexic birthday party? The cake jumped out of the girl.
Ah, man. I hope you go home soon.
I was just waiting on the answer to spit the dog out. Microphone on?
Yeah. First of all, you always start these things off by saying thanks for coming, but I think we're all so busy and there's so much going on, and a nice day like today, it is a tall order to get everybody together and come out. So we do appreciate it because, it's a tough sell because everybody's thinking, oh, it's a memorial, it's sad, and it's easy to say, oh, I can't do it. So everybody that I know came through the door, Martin appreciated, and I did, and I'm sure everybody else did too. And I know some people are running late. It's not a criticism of them, it's just that we appreciate it. And since this is a memorial, obviously, I would like to pray real quick just to get it going. Father, thank you again for getting everybody here safely, and of course, helping them get home safe. Please be with Martin and help him to deal with the sting of death like only you could deal with, and the loss of a child is a big deal. Otherwise, you would not have used that as an example with your own child to show us how you love us. So with that, and give people the courage to say what they feel they want to say as we do this memorial. Amen.
Amen. That was very nice, Brad.
Thank you. So we talked about this last night. What are we going to do? And I'm glad that Mark had that itinerary. Mark's very pragmatic. A lot of us just wing it. So the thing I always think about is this is his last public recognition. So if any of you have something you want to say, it's not going to get bigger than this. I mean, it may be a chat later on that we have, but with all the things and all the dreams that he had, this is, he's good. It's for you guys to share whatever thoughts or questions you may have, because some of you may not have known him really well, but for other people to hear things like, oh, even if it's just a quick, like, oh yeah, he told this joke or he said this, I think now's the time to do it instead of regretting, I didn't say it, and this time will never come again like this. So please share that. We'll have a couple times to do that. And I'll share myself with Jeff. When I look at Jeff, I think of him as a kid because that's how I spent most of the time and got to know him as the younger kid that we all know, Jeffrey. And everybody's just like an older version of that as they get older. And he had the good G.I. Joe toys that moved really well. I had the Star Wars toys that didn't work. So I appreciated going there and him sharing those things with me. And then later on in life, he even helped me wash trucks at West Coast. I don't know if you remember that, but yeah. And he's so small, I was asked not to come back anymore because we were too little. So he did want to help, and throughout his career, I know he did beer company and soft drinks, different. I don't know if it was different companies or different. Whatever you do within a company, you move on to different things. But he always gave certain merchandise. I know it's Martin, and then ultimately, I got a hold of a lot of it. And one time he came to the ranch in Anaheim Hills, and he walked in and he looked at all the merchandise that he got over the years, going through the different companies, and he goes, he's all, thanks. Now there's evidence that we committing a crime every, every couple of years. Well, I went there, that was taken, for whatever reason, got a hold of him. But he noticed it. I thought that was funny. But all the examples were of him sharing or giving. In all his jokes, it was never, I don't know if you noticed this, but it was never at anybody's expense. Like when he would say something. And I can appreciate that too, because I have brother-in-laws that, aren't afraid to throw me under the bus when they tell a joke. So.
I know. He's lying.
Yeah, so Jan told me one time, he said, you know a friend, if you haven't seen a friend in a bunch of years, and when you see them, they don't give you a guilt trip, you just pick up where you left off. And it's like, with this, I think the silver lining in all this is, if you haven't seen somebody in a while, and life's complicated, stuff happens, we can't be there, work, and we get busy, but when we do see each other, that's what we can control, and just enjoy the hell out of that time. Because, we all know it could be the last time, and the more good times we have, the better. So if we just, get over whatever, and be more like those good friends that see each other and say, you know what, where were we? And I think we can all benefit. So my mom, I was gonna have her, you were gonna say something. Would you like it?
Nice job, Fred.
Well, thank you.
First of all, I would also like to thank everybody for coming, because this means a lot to me. I have, just before okay, anyway, I've had these printed up, and I just wanted to get this out, because this means a lot to me. It says, our family chain is broken, and nothing seems the same, but as God calls us back one by one, the chain will link again. And this is what I want everybody to know, that we'll be all back together again someday, so it's broken right now. And this next, Martin asked me to read this, because he didn't know if he could get through it, and I haven't read it before either. So this is after Martin viewed the body, Jeff's body, at the mortuary, and he went home that evening and wrote some words, and I think he just wanted to share how he felt. Today I went to see where he wasn't and where he was, on a bed of coldness in a room of horror. When he was and where he wasn't was very peaceful but lonely, and how I wished where he wasn't, he was, and so I could let him know how much I loved him. Then suddenly I heard the voice of an angel tell me he's already in God's house. And I didn't know that the angel had green eyes. Anyway, this is...
No, it's not strong enough.
Okay, anyway, I love you. And, okay. I'm done.
I know somebody will ask again later, but I'm going to start picking people. Does anybody have something they want to share, or even a question or a concern about, because I know that I regretted when my grandma died at her memorial. I remember, I wanted to say something and I didn't. I was like, why didn't I? My damn pride was in the way, or you're nervous. I know some people are afraid to speak, but in front of other people.
I just want to say that, we didn't really hang out a lot in our older years. Like you said, have to do, you know? But, anyways, he was just, you know, I just wanted to share that, cause when I,
That's sweet.
when I see Monster, I always see Jeff. Always.
That's funny that you said that, because I used to go around my elementary school saying my uncle works for Monster, and we're sponsors, so we race for them.
That's where you got that.
Well, Brian, Little Brian, was not so little, but the other day he was saying that, that when he went to school, cause Martin from Jeff had got all this stuff, and he had all the wristbands, and the head things, and the t-shirts, and he says, he would walk through school like this with his cap on, because nobody in those days had anything.
No.
And he thought, yeah, same thing, yeah, Monster sponsors.
He did too, right? Sponsor.
Now it's cheaper.
It was a big deal then.
Yeah, if you're pro, that means you receive anything, you know, so you say I received this. Yeah, I got 2 refrigerators out of it. The first one died and somehow I got another one. So there's a lot of liquor stores that were without Monster fridge.
I get a call sometimes and, out of Clearview, Dad, they over-ordered 2 refrigerators in Malibu. And I was there like, right now. Now, ironically, I'm never calling for me, I have no place to cook. Refrigerator. And Glenn, 2, Brent, Tony, you know. But it was just like, but he thought of me right away, Dad was somebody in the family could use one of these, you know. So that was nice.
Yeah, and you know, how many supercrosses did we go to? It was Monster VIP stuff, like concerts and met Lincoln Park, all these people, you know, under the umbrella of Monster. Threw Jeff's name around like it was nothing, you know. Oh yeah, you know Jeff, all right. And the problem is you get spoiled. So when he quit Monster, I'd never forgive him for that. Everything else, they're gonna like
Why? Why would you do that?
because you know we have money for that kind of entertainment, and all of a sudden it's all the tickets are corporate, the good stuff, you know. So, but not just that, it's the willing to get it. Because I know anytime you get stuff, it's never easy. You always have to pull strings with people you work with every day, and you know it's easier to not do it. So for him to do that, means he really appreciate like us enough to do that, because the stuff just doesn't arrive at your doorstep. You gotta ask and make deals for tickets. So we always appreciated that. But yeah, never like I said earlier, it was like never a bad experience with them. And that's why I can't wait to talk to Christy over the next month or years or whatever, just kind of pick her brain, like what was the last year like, and was he bashful? Did he have why? Because it's funny, today I was driving and I turned off the radio. Sorry I talk so much, just interrupt me, but I'm driving, it was quiet. I think, okay, I'm gonna think about stuff for Jeff. And it was early in the morning, nobody was on the road yet, and all of a sudden a stupid Harley rides by and he revs it right next to me. Apparently, they're always pissed off about something. And now I'm mad driving. It's road rage, you look at the guy at the light, and I looked at the guy on the Harley, and I'm thinking, Jeff would never do that. This guy thought he was the king of the world, and revving, just because they want to shock you and right next to you. And I'm thinking Jeff was the type of guy where he lifted weights. He could have bullied anybody he wanted. He was smart. I wish I had his brain, and he would never use any of that for his gain to put anybody down. And the world would be a better place if more people were like that. So and I wish I could have told him. As a human, you're like, great, here comes the guilt. How come I didn't tell it to him? I always said thank you when he gave us stuff, or how come I didn't download any of his 20 books that he offered. I think I downloaded some of the free ones, but never read them and complimented them. But that guilt is something that we're born with humans, so you can't let that rule your life. But
Thank you.
yeah, no, I appreciate it.
Sweet.
So Does anybody else want to? And Martin, do you have something that, oh, you wanna say something nice? You wanna say it to the microphone? And this is Nancy.
Even though I didn't get to meet him, I knew he'd be glad, and I knew he's in a better place. And I know he would be happy to see you all here. And I really think he would be really happy to see you guys. And I really think he meet me. And after all the things he's done, I think I could have made him and said something I thought. I think he would be really nice and really kind and blessing. He lived a good life. So I have to say.
Thank you.
Anybody else?
If anybody, anything, now's the time.
Well,
Say.
yeah, Jeff was a quiet guy. For those of you guys who knew Jeff, he was always, I mean, he talked, but he wasn't very loud like I am, obviously.
Sad.
But, huh? Oh, so, but I do remember this one year where it was before he met Chrissy, and he was up at your house, and we were all there for that afternoon, and me and him took a walk to the lake, and we were talking, and, I mean, just have a normal conversation, but as soon as Christy called, he just opened up dramatically. He was like, I was looking at a completely different person, and as soon as he got off the phone with Christy, I was like, this guy is completely different than the guy I was just walking with, because all he kept on talking about was her. And then I think it was probably about 2 or 3 weeks later is when we got to meet her. And I realized that, you know, he is so happy with this woman, and it just really brought him out. But I do remember that afternoon quite well with me and him walking down towards the lake. And your son was he was a great kid. He really was. I mean, I wish I would spend more time with him, but I think the brief moments that we did spend up in the mountains with him, I mean, he's an extremely intelligent individual, obviously, because of his writing skills, but it's just like, you had to know him to understand him. You know?
So true. Thank you. You want to say something?
I'm like my brother. I don't know if I'll get through this. What hurts so much, and I've given this so damn much thought, is how ironic that a mystery writer would leave such a mystery behind, would leave us with so many questions, unanswered questions. And what hurts and makes you want to cry, you think you've got time, not so much, as Martine would say. I always wanted to talk to this dude, a line comment. I think the guy, and I mentioned this in the card that I wrote, he's up here somewhere. Not just now, but always. And he did it in a nice way, and he was never condescending. How many people can you say that of these days? Now look at these pictures. He grew up with that little girl on the right is my oldest, Nicole, born in '75. He played the trombone with him. And I always kind of wanted to make fun of him because he was a little nerdy, he didn't talk, but he never said anything to tick you off. He was always there, and then I heard that he did all these things. I thought, like hell you say? Like Martine said to me this week, where the hell did all that come from? Where was I at? And he's done all kinds of other stuff, music. People always say, John, you're such a good artist. You're so funny. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. I beg, borrow, and steal. I don't create anything. This guy took something, defied the law, as I told Martina, the law of physics. He made something out of nothing. If you think that's easy, try it. Try writing a song, you know? All these producers in show business, they're asked to produce. They put them in a room like this and they go, come up with something funny. Of all the jokes I've told in my life, I can count on one hand the number of jokes that I've created myself. But Jeff was, some year I'll figure him out and find the right name for what he was. But for one thing, there's another thing. There's not too many Jeffs around. I think I can only name one. It's the country comedian, Jeff Vrolyks. There's Jeff Bridges, and there's Jeff Vrolyks. What a wonderful name. How nice, how unique.
Thank you.
How did you come up with the name, Jeff?
Yeah.
I'm gonna share that.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, that's it, guys. I had a lot of
That name is so interesting. Anyway, anybody else have anything to share? Because when I talk, I'm gonna look at it.
So we can't say nothing a little more?
That's right. No, I'm waiting. No. I will have the last word. No. It's music. It's good. Different music here. You guys say that. Thank you. And those who aren't saying anything, I know your heart's in the right place because you guys are all here.
I think this
Thank
the silver lining just it kind of wakes us all up to, like you're saying, because it's sometimes you get a telegraph and like, okay, you got this terminal thing, and we could all say our goodbyes, and you got time to prepare, and well, let's face it, half of us aren't going to get that luxury, and if you leave today without ever, if you have something like right now, we regret not doing something with Jeff, I may have the regret of talking to one of you guys, and if I can't learn from this, it's not a good thing. So, let this be just a kind of a reminder. Hey, that life has just gone, in a twinkling of an eye.
If you notice, he's still DJing. He's still in charge.
And I'm recording it too, so that's why it's good down the line.
It's funny how you think you're gonna say something. You might say something else, but anyway, I kind of outline here, what I want to share with you guys. A good speaker will open up with a good joke. That's what all good speakers do, even pastors. David Jeremiah's good at it. So, when I first told Karen, I wanted a simple, small memorial for Jeff, with maybe some beer and pizza. I can read her mind. That just sounds cheesy. That was a joke.
I get it.
That was good.
Can I use an atmosphere?
I'm sure your brother used that one. That'll be number 6 for him.
Oh, that was my own.
Oh.
I wrote that one. I told my son. Okay. I wrote these notes, and I always thought people should speak from the heart rather than from the notes, but the flip side is I don't want to miss out anything that I wish I'd mentioned. First of all, I wrote, so you realize myself real quick. I'm not strong, okay? And we'll soon find out. But it's okay, it's all about Jeff. A week ago today, at Tony Dina's, we celebrated a life to come. Olivia, Noel, Russell. Okay, today we celebrate and honor a life that was Jeffrey Allen Vrolyks. So who is Jeffrey Allen Vrolyks? Okay, he was 43 years old, married to his wife Christy for 12 and a half years. He had no kids. His name was supposed to be Christopher Martin, based on Winnie the Pooh, Christopher Martin, Christopher Robin, owls of the little boy image. But someone else didn't approve. So we got Jeff. Not a bad second choice, but that was my ex's choice. Jeff's favorite band was Coldplay. Also mine to
this day, as you can tell. When I found out the lead singer was named Christopher Martin, it blew me away. Like, whoa, that was a name Jeff was supposed to be. And that was the group that bonded us. Okay, moving on here. You served 4 years in the Air Force. You serviced the jets. You even showed me a stealth fighter jet once. That was awesome. You played club soccer. You played the guitar, trombone, piano, and even wrote music. I believe he even made some CDs. And he said, if I ever make it big, I'm going to buy you and Karen a house. Bless his heart, but then he never got that big. He moved on to writing or something. He worked for Monster. And when he first started, this kid's sharp. He said, Dad, Monster will someday be bigger than Coca-Cola. I said, right. Sarcastic.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, say more. Here's one I shared with you guys earlier. I'll have to share. I'm going to share not a joke that comes as a joke, but Jeff did this, or he proposed this to Monster. He sat in a meeting with the CEO and the founder of Monster. So this is what Jeff proposed. Mix Jack Daniels with a salt energy drink. That was a drink. ASS. That's a key word there. AULT. Get a buzz, and you won't get sleepy. Call it Jackass. It didn't work. But introduced me to the iPod, and my life was never the same. Well, you know about this one. I like the iPod, right? And what did we buy a few weeks ago?
What did we buy?
Well, tell us what Jeff, what did we buy? What did we buy?
iPod.
No. iPod. Oh, iPod. We bought iPod. It's a trademark. Okay. Okay, so anyway, just real quick. And Jeff is responsible for most of my 27,000 songs because he would just send them over to me. He wrote over 20 books plus short stories. Deeply loved his cats named Elvis and Hudson. When snowboarding, he snowboarded and everybody else was go skiing. I know Jan and Brent, but you guys were cutting edge. You probably didn't know that. He could lift a lot of weight. He humbled me. He motivated me to do workouts. This is one you said to me this morning. I said, I got something to say on that one. He was the most private person I knew, ever have known. But he was my son. I want to thank each one of you for by being here and honoring him. All you guys, okay? Thank you. Thank you for being here. Okay, I'm going to share a note I wrote to myself. I wrote this note the day before the viewing. On April 9th at 3:07 p.m. A note I wrote to myself. It's amazing what you can think about when you're feeling kind of down. Here we go. I feel almost lifeless. Broken song. Nothing seems to really matter. All I keep thinking about is what I heard. All I can keep hearing, wish you could speak, that dreaded phone call. During all my life, I thought I experienced all its ups and downs.
Sorry.
Hello, come on in. Just have a good time. Hi. I probably need this.
Yeah, you need to get
I
second
need a
one.
distraction. I need a timeout.
I got it.
I just started this little note I wrote to myself the day before the viewing. reflecting on what happened so far. So I wrote this to myself. I'll back it up. I feel almost lifeless. Nothing seems to really matter. All I keep thinking about is what I heard on that dreaded phone call. During all my life, I thought I'd experienced all its ups and downs. Nothing compares to this. Where's the silver lining? It's so hard to process. Right now, pain understands me. My tears are my comforter. My memory of fun times with Jeff are my enemy because it won't bring him back. So I'll think of the music. It brings back my two friends, pain and tears. I just don't understand how I can think these thoughts. Life's cruelest moment come to me in the form of a phone call. Tell you guys something. I never felt God's love more than now. I can't explain that. Okay, thank you, Speedy. Thank you. Okay, thank you. You know, I was going to read 2 scriptures. I'm going to put those on bookmarks, okay? But I will share one with you that someone can relate with. John 11:35. Shortest verse in the Bible. 2 words. Jesus wept. Thank you guys for being here. Thank you, all of you.
Love you, Martin.
Thank you.
Love you, buddy.
Second microphone's official. Thank you. Let's have fun. That's a microphone.
Hey, you guys have got some food? Thank you. Thank you. Hello.
Just made it, huh? Just made it, huh?
Make sure I don't wear it. Sorry. Good to see you.
He's chomping on the stick.
How old is he?